Let's return to one of our top stories now, and U.S. President Donald Trump's first address to Congress as president. Todd Landman joins me now from the University of Nottingham in the UK. He is the pro-vice chancellor and he teaches political science as well. Thanks so much for joining us. I think everyone agrees that for once, Trump seemed presidential, delivering this address to Congress without the often seen provocations. Do you think this actually marks a turning point in Trump's presidency?
I think it's a very significant moment for him. I felt that a scripted president sounded better than a tweeted president, and last night he was very his tone was better. He was very presidential. I think he gave reassurances to Congress, and in the way he delivered his speech. Whether you agree with what he was saying or not, I thought the whole demeanor and the way he carried himself was much more presidential than we've seen, and certainly a stark contrast to what we saw at the press conference not long ago.
Are you expecting it to continue?
I don't know. So one hopes that this tone will continue, that he will continue to reach out, try to reach across the aisle, work with Democrats and Republicans alike to bring through his agenda. But we'll have to see, because he'll have a bounce in the polls. He'll probably be very buoyed by a bounce in the polls, and he may start, bragging again after that recovery. So we'll have to wait and see on that one.
Okay, let's talk a little bit then about the substance of the speech. What plans do you feel were actually clarified?
So he didn't really say much different from the campaign. He clarified a couple of things on immigration. He certainly did a lot on security of the borders and security of families, communities. He made a strong play on law and order, support for police officers, and at the same time wants to set up this special unit for the victims of crime, where the perpetrators of those crimes have been illegal immigrants. He made a big play of that last night. He also claimed to roll back the care, but not a whole lot of substance on how that's going to work. And I think the big moment is he's actually going to use government to leverage the economy, and that's easy with. He actually wants to invest $1 trillion in infrastructural developments. At the same time, he wants to cut taxes to the wealthiest Americans as well as the middle class, and increase spending on the military. So with that increase in spending and a cut in taxes, I think he's rolling the dice a little bit that there'll be enough of an economic recovery and enough revenue collected for the American government that he'll be able to afford the sorts of plans that he set out in his speech last night. But there's a worry about how he's going to pay for everything.
Okay. Todd Landman, we're going to have to leave it there. Thanks so much for joining us from Nottingham in the UK, and we apologize for those obvious technical difficulties we were having.